are you guys?
Somebody pick up the paper, please. Oh, those boots were made for walking and picking up paper. That's lovely.
Hi.
Those are journalists, darling, journalists.
Like, just think about it like this. I'll be, like, watching the news, and there's, like, all these people holding these microphones, these recorders. Like, I look around. It's like, none of them are Arabs. It's like, all of these Americans, African-American, where are the Arabs?
When I first heard about the program, I expected it to be, a couple people visiting every now and again, We're getting all this help. All these people are coming in and interested and working with us. It's just turning into a big project, and I'm loving it,
Baja, okay. I really like this. I like that you've got a lot of great elements. This is very strong. So actually, we're one of 3 demonstration projects that this organization is running around the country, focusing on different Asian American groups, and we're including Arab Americans as part of that umbrella.
This way. I'm going to get on the front. I think we're going to...
Our organization includes people with roots in the Middle East as part of its membership.
All of you are from where now? Okay.
I'm learning a lot, and I'm really excited about it. I just see we're creating a group of writers, people who will write forever.
I like to tell stories that people don't generally get to know. Since I'm a photographer, video person, I go around town and I get to meet all sorts of interesting people.
The funders of this project, the McCormick and Ford Foundations, they were curious about middle school kids and specifically about Arab Americans and what their specific information, habits and needs and perspectives are going to be.
Yes, sir.
What's the biggest story you guys ever had?
The biggest story we ever had. That's going to be varies because I was in New York with 911. So my biggest story would probably be the attack on the towers.
9/11 was the biggest, I think, that anybody is ever going to cover, no matter where you were in the country. I'll never forget, I was here, it was 9 o'clock, and the news editor at the time said, can we get a picture off of TV? And I said, why? What's going on? She said, I think I just heard that a plane hit the World Trade Center.
The timing of this demonstration project is not a coincidence.
My sister was born in the day.
We're going to be working with these kids over this school year. We're going to be finishing with them just a few months before the 10th anniversary of the 9/11 attacks. So I think that their perspective is going to be interesting and newsy, and that's part of the reason why we're here instead of somewhere else.
I think it's important for their voices. And I think that they're realizing that they have a voice and that their opinions matter and that their ideas are valid. It's not often that when you speak, somebody really wants to listen. And they're getting a whole nother idea when I speak. A lot of people are interested in what I have to say.
Who interviewed the mayor? How'd that go? Well, this is it?
How do you get an interview with the mayor? My dad has connections.
Connections are good.
Egypt is in turmoil. Looks like they're going to have a new government pretty soon. And so I thought, well, maybe we'll have the kids write about that.
It's really good, Marva.
But April Kincaid was much smarter. She said, what would you kids like to write about?
Instead of stand by their side,
And
stand by your side.
one kid, some boys said, we'd like to write about the Super Bowl. And some kids said, we'd like to write about Egypt. So they're like normal kids. They have all kinds of interests, and it would be wrong to push them all at the same story when they don't have the heart for it. And so we'll get the Egypt story, but we'll also get the Super Bowl story, and we'll get the story about one kid wants to write about the time he caught a big fish. So we'll get many pieces of their lives rather than just one piece that some kids feel and other kids don't.
Right now we're going to my Aunt Sonia's house. She was the first one to move here. So we're interviewing her and her daughter. So
I'm really impressed with all the students. When you sit down and talk to anybody, everybody has a story. And these kids come from a context where they have especially interesting stories, I think.
All these kids already know what a good story is. I think there's something about the way we're wired, all of us, where stories matter, stories are engaging, stories make sense to us. And if we focus on stories, we can write.
You want to hold it kind of like this, 2 hands, and just hold it like this, or bring it close to your body if your hands get tired, and just move with the camera this way. That's the best way to keep it steady without a tripod.
Tinkering with your camera, checking it out, learning how to record something short there.
One of the things we have to do is listen to them instead of just talk at them all the time. But I think that they'll be inventing some of the media we use. In fact, that's one of the things we hope to get into, is what ideas do they think there should be for spreading news around.
Don't ever be shy about saying, well, what do you mean by that? That's always a good question.
At least I'll be able to continue with them next year, even if it's not about the grant and all that. Now that we have so much in place, and the blog will already be up, hopefully we'll be able to continue writing. But I would also like to again go back and grab another group and try it again, and just keep the program ongoing.